All of my revenue for this month will be going to those affected by the Typhoon Raleigh and Ulysses. You guys can check the links down below for more information about that, how you can also help. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Keeyara again, and today I'm so excited for today's video because today I'm gonna be showing you guys how I organize my entire life. My YouTube, sponsorships, university, social life, journaling, plans, YouTube, did I say YouTube already? And everything in between using one application, and that application is called Notion. Before anything else, you can check the link in my description box to sign up for Notion for free. All you have to do is use your student email account, and I'm also going to include some templates below so you guys can check that out. So right now, let's go to the screen recording.
Here's a quick run through of my workspace. It's called Keeyara's workspace. This is my whole life basically. So I have my life space, my uni space, my headspace, my 2020 goals, and things to look up. So my things to look up, I think this is the one that's like kind of explanatory, but it's basically I use the toggle feature to search up a question. For example, how do mermaids have babies? Whenever I think of something and I need to like dump questions here, I'm like, I think they do it like fishes with eggs. And just, put it back there, and then you close the toggle list. And I also can move it to the archive, so I just drag it, dump in the archive, and it's all over here. Some of the weird questions that I've asked. That's my things to look up. So we're gonna start with my uni space because that's how I organized my university life. And so this whole thing, it's basically my university tab. So I have my learning management systems, some online resources from the library of the school. I also have this playlist called Rainy Night Coffee Shop. So as it says here, type / for commands. And you can see all these different commands, basic blocks, inline text, quotes, databases, and you can also add links. So what I did to add that link, I paste the link here and press embed video. The video will pop up here. So when you scroll down, you have the long-term goals, and I also have my classes. I got this little sticker thing from Aliana Ross's video, so I'll just link it down below. I also inserted my classes for this semester. Since it's divided into 2 quarters, I put my classes here. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like inside one of the notebooks. So this is basically my class, and I put my syllabus, my instructor's name, the different links like the Zoom links, and I also have the syllabus, so I don't have to go back to the website of the school, but rather just go to my Notion. In short term, it's like, yeah, it doesn't take a lot to just go on a different website, but on the long term, when you're always going back and forth doing requirements, it's really an essential to keep here. I put my modules, and then for example, I have a PowerPoint to read. I just click that, and I'm done for the day. There's this thing called the Uni Master List. As you can see, it has all my course codes just here, and that's just one of the courses. When you click to the Uni Master List, it's actually a database. You're redirected to a database with all the different classes, and as you can see the courses here. So I filtered it out on my course page. So for example, I'll press add filter group, where course contains philo. So for example, I just want to see my philosophy classes and my philosophy assignments. That's all here. So that's how cool Notion is, because it links everything. Like you can link a database to another page and it adjusts accordingly to the main database. And then I also have my permanently weekly schedule here. And then I also have the Uni Master List, so I can see all of the tasks that I have to do. So going back to my workspace, we now have my life space. So this is the one page that I use every day, every single day. This is my weekly agenda. I add the different things that I need to do. So these are the different days of the week. This is one template button that you can add a task. So you just press it and there will be a button that will appear above it. So if you want to change the color, you can always go right click, press color. You can change the color to, for example, green. This is green. Other than that, you can also change the color of the background. So yeah, you can make it green too. So that's my weekly agenda. I use these covers. You can actually change your covers by uploading different covers, and you can also just choose from the templates that they have. And also you can change the emoji. My favorite part about this is you can change emojis because it does utilize emojis. And I love how Windows emojis looks like more than how Apple emoji looks like. So for example, you want to change it to exploding brain. You can actually move everything to an archive. So for example, I'm done with this week, and then press Ctrl C, and then double click the archive and just dump all of my things that I did this week over there. This is very useful, for example, when you need to check on what you did on a specific day of a week. Moving forward, we have a month at a glance. This is my favorite because you can see everything I have to do for this month. So this was for the month of October. You can see I had school. You guys can see I had birthdays. You guys can see I had sponsorships. And so I put everything here. The most useful thing about this is it's a database, so you can link it to all your other tabs. So for example, YouTube, I have a YouTube video page. I also have a sponsorship page, and I also have a school page. It's so centralized. Everything is just in one place. So this is like for everything, and when you scroll down, I have my school at a glance. So these are all just school works. This was my whole October. These were all the requirements I had to do for October. And so for example, my philo final paper. And I'll show you the different properties that goes into the final paper. So for example, the date, the due date, it's here. And then the tags, for example, school. You can also add, like, for example, org work. And then class. These are my different classes. So these for philo. And then is it finished? Is it not finished? The most satisfying part is changing it from not yet done to done. And then you can also add your teacher's notes on what you have to do over here. Look at my whole space. Like, everything says done. How satisfying is that? So you can also add things to your favorites. How you do that is you go to the upper right and click favorite, and it will show up on this side. As you can see, I also added my different classes on this side, and I also added my YouTube video tab. After my live space, let's go on to YouTube videos. It's a whole table. So this is where I dump all of my video ideas. This is where I dump everything that I want to start. Currently, I'm starting, ready to start. So I'm just going to show you one of the ideas that I had. Aesthetic embroidery DIYs for your boring white clothes, which I just posted. So the status was currently, so now I have to change it to finished. And platform YouTube, what type of video? Is it a chatty video? It was a chatty video. It was also a fashion video. That's why I love this multi-select feature of Notion. It's because you can add multiple tags. And then for sponsorship, we can type Skillshare. And for the posting date, that's when I posted it. So when I made this, I just planned it, and I've already done all these things. Film, first draft, final edit, uploaded thumbnail, IG story. It's because when you make a YouTube video, you kind of feel like you're just doing one thing, but in reality, there's so much other things that go into it. That's why I like making these like checklists, because I get to check off a lot of these things that I wouldn't normally see if I just wrote edit and finish. That's it. When you scroll down, you can see like this whole page, and I put like the toggle parts. So this is the two that I did. I can just check it off. If you want to add something more, you can add headings, numbers lists. I know a lot of people write their notes using Notion. Personally, I don't, but I know that a lot of people can utilize all of these different properties that are shown, audio files, codes, all that stuff. It's like an all-in-one feature in this app. That's why I love Notion so much. Like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect application for someone who's really busy like me. I filtered out my month at a glance. I filtered it out to YouTube. So that is what I did here. And I also have the same thing for sponsorships. It's the same thing, but I won't show it to you guys because it's kind of like confidential and stuff. For the last spot, we have my headspace. So this is where I dump all of the things that are going on in this thinking cap. I have the quarantine journal, plant babies, useful articles. So for my quarantine journal, I'll just show you what it looks like, but it's kind of like personal. So this is what I have here. So I'm making a new one right now, and let's title it, I'm making a Notion video. Video. Tags. Rant. Reflection. I like to dump my dreams here too. So you can also open it as a page. That's what I'm gonna be doing. For writing notes, you can just be like, and then so you can add toggle. You can add a to-do list. And then you can add slash again, bullet, ooh, so cool. You can add a quote, to be or not to be. Insert a date or reminder. So example, I need to get reminded tomorrow at 9 a.m. Remind, edit, video. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. it's gonna remind me of that. You can also add images, so you can add an image. This is really helpful, especially when you're writing notes, like for example, if you're writing med notes. So especially with online classes, it's much easier to write with digital notes. So yeah, I know it may seem a little intimidating, but it gets easier whenever you're working through it and you're building and you're understanding what works for you. After the quarantine journal, we also have my plant babies. At the start of quarantine, I was so into this. I even researched all their names, like when I should water this every day, when it's dry. So I took pictures and I put them all here. For example, my cactus, I put the date of purchase, how much light does it need, when should I water it, what type of plant it is, or if it's dead. I don't like checking that box. That's the only box that I don't like checking. And then after that, I have my last one, which I don't really use that much. It's called useful articles. It's basically just different dump of things, quotes, useful stuff, 36 questions to fall in love. Still need to fill this one up more, but that's essentially it. They also have different templates. You guys can search up different templates in this tab called templates. So you guys can have class notes, job applications, grade calculators, travel planning, habit tracking, resumes. You all can dump all of that in this one application. At the start, I did have this whole list of where I listen to my podcast and meal plans, food trackers and all that stuff, and that's really good, but I customize it based on what I use the most. So I tried it out. I've been trying Notion for 5 months already. And so what I found that works for me is just a space for my YouTube videos, my school, and for my journaling. So those 3 things, plus my weekly agenda, my holy grail. And not only do I have it on my laptop, I also have it on my phone. And if you have it on your phone that you need it. And this is what I use every day. So I just put down my things to do here. I also use the application itself for my quarantine journal. And everything is just there. The beauty of this application. I'm really trying to sell it to you guys here, even though there's no payment, because I love Notion so much.
I know it may seem intimidating at first, but once you get the hang of it, you'll really learn how to organize your life better.
And shout out to my friend Romian, because she loves Notion so much. And also shout out to Aliana Ross, because I also learned to love Notion so much because of her.
So that's basically it. If you guys like this video and if you guys want to try out Notion for yourself, you guys can check the link in my description box. It's a small way to help my channel. Notion is one of the companies that is a dream for me to collab with. So I'm just so grateful for that. Thank you, Notion, for sponsoring this video. If you guys like this video, please give it a like, give it a comment, give it a subscribe, all that jazz if you want to. And if you guys use my templates or you guys have Notion, make sure to tag it on my Instagram, which is at keeyara. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Also, do you like my nails?